Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new card review. So in this review, I received a request from Sonic91, and he wanted me to review Locomotion R-Genex, which I'll be happy to reveal this card, because not only it's a synchro monster, and you guys should know by now of how much I love synchros, but it's also a card from an archetype that I like. Genex is an interesting archetype, and it was one of the first archetypes that focuses on synchro summoning, and there are a lot of Genex monsters, but we should focus on this one for now. So with no further ado, let's charge right in. Now let me tell you something about Genex monsters. They're machine monsters that are made out of parts from different types of machinery. With Locomotion here, his whole body is made out of train parts. From its body, we see a big circle on its front. I think it may be its eye, but that's just a guess on my end. We also see a lot of lights all over its body, which I think it uses those to search out its target in the dark. I do have to say, I like its arms. With those arms, it can probably break through very strong walls and probably level an entire building. On the top of it, we see it's blowing some steam out of its pipe, and that steam is covering all over the background. And we also see electricity in the background as well, so I'm guessing it might be charging up for an attack. So overall, Locomotion R-Genex looks awesome, and I think it's one awesome looking robot that's made out of trains. So its score for its artwork is a 4.5 out of 5. Let's check out its effect. It needs one Genex tuner and one or more non-tuner dark monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, take control of the face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest level. If it's a tie, you get to choose. Well, this effect is pretty interesting to say at least. For one, it's a monster version of Change of Heart. Well, sort of. Once this thing is synchro summoned, you get to take control of one of your opponent's highest level monsters. That's pretty handy, but I kinda see some problems with this effect though. You can't take control of Exceed monsters, because they don't have levels, they have ranks. So if your opponent doesn't have any monsters with levels, then you're screwed, my friend. I do at times complain about the summoning cost on some monsters, but not on this one though, because there are a lot of good Genex tuners and a lot of good dark monsters to use for the summon, so no complaints here. So this effect overall is pretty good, even though it has somewhat of a bad side to it, but overall a good effect. So its score is a 4 out of 5. So, on to deck choices. I think it's safe to say that the deck Locomotion will be good in is a Genex deck with a lot of dark monsters. Thankfully, there are a lot of great choices of cards for this, so looking up what cards that can work well with the deck was a piece of cake. Well, kinda. The spells and traps, for what I found, are just staple cards that a lot of players play most of the time. So we're going to be more monster heavy for this subject. So in deck choices, we're going to be checking out 8 monsters that'll work well for the deck. No spells or traps this time around, because I think talking about staple cards is a waste of time, and I don't want to bore you guys with cards that everyone and their mothers know about already. So let's get started. There are a lot of Genex tuners, but we're just going to check out 3 of them so this review doesn't take forever. Genex Controller may not have any effects, but still an okay tuner to use. Plus a lot of Genex Synchro monsters need this card as a summoning cost. Genex Spare is pretty much an extra Genex Controller, cause once there's another Genex monster or monsters on the field, this card can become Genex Controller until the end of the turn. Now here's a good tuner monster. Genex Ally BIRDMAN is an awesome tuner monster for any deck out there. You can return one monster on your side of the field to your hand, and you can special summon this guy from your hand. It works very well, but here's the catch. If you summon this dude this way, once this guy leaves the field, it's removed from play instead. Okay, let's check out some good level 6 dark monsters, so you can use the level 3 tuners I showed you guys to synchro summon into Locomotion R-Genex. Jinzo is one of the many classic cards that a lot of old school players like myself know about. Once he's on the field, trap cards from both players' fields are negated. Caius the Shadow Monarch is a great level 6 monster, and here's his effect. Once you tribute summon this guy, target one card on the field and remove it from play. And if that card is a dark monster, your opponent loses 1000 life points. The Fiend MEGACYBER is an awesome looking warrior type monster with a cool effect. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you can special summon this guy from your hand. Now the last two cards I'll be showing you guys are other useful Genex monsters that can work well with Locomotion. Genex out like TRIARM does look pretty cool, and he kinda has a Megaman feel to his look. Anyways, his effect depends on what attribute you use for the Synchro Summon. And judging that we're in the subject of Dark monsters, we'll focus on the Dark effect. Once per turn, discard one card to destroy one light monster on the field and draw one card. The other good thing about this guy is that it's level 6, and it's a Dark monster, so you can use this guy as a Synchro material for Locomotion R-Genex. Genex BLASTFAN works well because there are a lot of Dark Genex monsters. Once this retarded cousin of Airman is special summoned, you can add one Dark Genex monster from your deck to your hand. When it comes to decks, Locomotion R-Genex works very well with a deck that has a lot of Genex and Dark monsters, so my score for deck choices is a 3.5 out of 5. So overall, Locomotion R-Genex is one awesome card. I like the artwork, the effect is good, and as for decks, it'll work well in a Dark Genex deck. I have to thank SansSonic91 for letting me to review this card for him, so a link to his channel will be down in the description box down below. So what's my overall score for Locomotion R-Genex? Well, it's getting the overall score of a 4.2 out of 5. That's it for this review, and if you guys have any cards you want me to review for future reviews, just leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. So next time, I'll be reviewing number 32, Shark Drake. So remember guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. This is Dragon Core 7, and I'll be seeing you all next time.